안녕하세요, 문구이 친구들. Hello everyone, this is Serena again. So today we're gonna go through be verb, M is R. We were gonna learn how to conjugate things together, and also we're gonna learn the formal or informal as well. The politeness. In Korean, you probably heard that there's a formal one, informal one, and we get confused. You don't want to make mistakes, right? So you have to pay attention to this video. You will be able to understand all of them, okay? So in Korean, the verb has to be in the end, and then also being formal, informal, it's the ending form. Ending format changes. Well, there is a high formal, and then there is a formal form. And there is last one, informal format as well. So we need to know when do we use which one in which situation. Unfortunately, there are some textbooks they've been teaching 니다 form the most. Have you guys noticed? High formal form is actually the format that nobody really uses it in daily life. So this is my term. I prefer to call it high formal, right? It's a high formal. It's a honorific format. Yes, 니다. It usually ends with 니다. We do learn it from textbooks. Why? Because it's a somewhat written form. But there are some cases that we do use this written form in daily conversation. The high formal form, the 니다 itself is very polite, so that people don't want to really use it in general, you know. Obviously, you can hear it as a phrase like 감사합니다 or 잘 먹겠습니다. These ones, it's okay to use them daily because they are phrases. Not to mention that men use 니다 form more often, possibly because the military service that they must attend to. Because in military, you must use 니다 form and 입니까 as a question as well. Also, some of you guys would like to say, well, I've heard this form from dramas all the time. Well, you're right. You can hear this format from dramas quite often, but you have to consider that you're watching a drama. It's a drama, right? They sometimes want some dramatic effects on the relationships, I'd say. And also, drama scripts are written, aren't they? So, when do we use it? When you're speaking to your boss. But one above, we don't really have to say that politely, you know. But I'm talking about like the president of a country or CEO of companies or, you know, like very higher up, right? Those people all like super like above you at least, right? You can say certain other situations as well. So when you're having a presentation in front of tons of people, yes, the listeners, they are all anonymous. You don't know who you are talking to, so you need to be very polite in this case. You're just respecting the random person that who are going to listen to. If the audience are all kids, obviously that's okay to say informal. And then also you can also use this one when you're having like a job interview because they are the person who are going to hire me, right? Of course you need to be polite, yeah? So there are certain situations that we do use this high formal form, yes. However, overall in general situation, not really, okay? So high formal, you can actually hear them a lot. Why, how, where? It's announcements, right? When you're announcing things, you must use this high formal. For example, this store will be closed in 10 minutes or doors closing, like every different things, right? Like mind the gap kind of things. So it has to be all polite because it's announcement. 저희 매장을 찾아주신 우리 고객 여러분께 진심으로 감사드립니다. 오늘도 좋은 하루 되십시오. 정성을 다하여 모시겠습니다. Yeah, like this. or 1층입니다. 14층입니다. 문이 열립니다. 문이 닫힙니다. 지금 거신 전화는 없는 번호입니다. See? Everything. Announcements, right? On the news, you will hear this high formal form as well. Formal one is the casual one. The casual one that we do use in general daily life. So please do use this formal form ending with 요. 안녕하세요. That was ending with 요. Did you guys just notice? I said yo as one thing, like yo. I did really pronounce it H, like very clearly. Yo, yo. Yes, we have to pronounce it yo. And then when I say 안녕하세요, I didn't pronounce yo. It's actually because yo is a little bit hard to pronounce if it's in the end of the sentence. That's why we say 안녕하세요. A little bit lighter. We just don't close our mouth that close because it takes time, it takes effort to do so. We're just being lazy a little bit, of course. I've heard, by the way, that it's actually a Seoul accent. So there we go. 안녕하세요. 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 Tough. 안녕하세요. Decent enough. So that's a yo form. That's the casual form. I mean, it is casual, but it is still formal form. So this is the format that we were going to practice, and I also recommend you guys to focus on. So there are some people who do use the high formal form randomly, which sounds a little bit weird because it sounds like you're putting a wall in between, or sometimes it sounds like you're reading a book, right? Which you don't want that happen, obviously, right? And it sounds like you're announcing something, like 안녕하십니까? 저는 세레나입니다. 만나서 반갑습니다. Yeah, it sounds a little odd, you know, we don't really do that. So we do say your form, all right? And then as I said, it's not too late if you learn it when you become intermediate level. So don't worry, you know, you will pick it up eventually. And then informal form, by the way. Informal form, yeah, there are certain people, they get confused with informal form. If you're not sure if you're saying informally or formally, just add yo in the end to be safe, right? So formal form is usually adding yo in the end. If not, then that's majority of cases, that's informal, all right? So yo form, that's the honorific format that if you skip it, it sounds rude, all right? You can say informal form. Yes, it can be very rude. Of course, you hear it every day, like on the bus, everywhere, on the dramas, you can hear that informal form. Yes, but why? Because they're families, they're friends, they're close friends, or they already agreed before. The time we use informal form, first, between close friends, right? Second, obviously younger people. Like kids, like if that person is like 10-year-old, I will speak informally without even asking, right? In order to decide if you want to drop your formal form, if that person is like around my age or around my generation, and you can ask the age, right? Be careful asking the age though. And once you figure it out, oh, we are same age. Oh my God. Let's be friends. Would you like to talk less? Yeah, I would like to. Let's drop it. You have to make this agreement in order to say informally, all right? If you're an adult, you need this process. If you don't go through it and then just drop it, it sounds very rude. You are being rude. So make sure that you start the conversation formally. It doesn't matter. Everyone can look younger or older. Nobody knows. You need to be polite. Unless you met this person from elementary school, middle school, high school, they're all same age, right? So beside of that, you must use the formal form in general, right? And then figure it out, right? For example, when I was in high school, there are a few teachers who were speaking informally through the high schoolers, right? And then there was another teachers, a few, very few, but they spoke formally because older. The teachers were obviously older than us, but they just wanted to show the respect. That's what they were doing. So formal is not always like, oh, I'm older than you, so like it's rude. It's a being jerk, yeah? So be careful doing that, all right? So this is the reason why we're gonna stick with yo, all right? Yo form. The basic conjugation, I'm gonna show you a little bit. The basic one, in order to say to be, which is M is R, in Korean is 이다. Technically, we need to know the informal form, of every verbs in Korean, all right? And then we need to conjugate it in order to use it. The reason why we have to memorize the infinitive is because there are certain grammars, they merge with infinitive. Certain grammars, they merge with conjugated. So it's either or, so you need to know both, all right? So either is a little bit tricky one, so let's actually try with a bit easier verb, all right? Which is to go. To go in Korean is 가다, 가다, okay? 가다. So here this 다, this is the infinitive format, okay? In order to use this verb, you have to take this one away and then conjugate it with multiple different stuff. All right, so again, let's go back. Let's try high formal format first. 가다 plus 니다. By the way, guys, 니다 format, the sound is so harsh. We want to make it soft always, so kind of we pronounce it 니다 instead of 니다, you know. We want it softer, 니다. So as I said, this one is infinitive format, so that we will take it away. We take it away and then add this bottom consonant in the bottom. That's it. So how does it work? So this 니다, right? is going underneath. You know what I mean? Imagine like this. 다 removed. 다 has removed. And this 니다 form is merging it boom, 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 boom underneath. That's how it becomes 갑니다. 갑니다. Let me write it down again for you. 갑니다. Yes, we do write it B, but we don't say 갑니다. Tough to pronounce. We want it soft. 갑니다. 갑니다. All right, formal form. 가다 plus 요. Same thing happens, all right? So the 다 is the infinitive form. We do not want it anymore. Take it away and conjugate it together. So this one is way too simple, isn't it? 가요, 가요, all right? Informal form, you will see why it's informal. Informal, we don't even put anything. 가. It sounds rude already, isn't it? So 가다 is one of the easiest verb in Korean. That's why I added here. So let's actually apply this 이다 this time, alright? 이다 plus 니다. Same thing happens. 다 removes and then B comes underneath. It becomes 입니다. 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 Not bad, right? And then formal form 이다 plus 요. However, this one is a little tricky one because this 다 form removed, right? But 이다 is actually the special one. Okay, so imagine this one as an exception because 이다, it starts with a circle, right? Imagine if the word, whatever the word emerged before, if the word ends with a consonant, they were going to affect immediately, right? We don't want that happen. Like same as the one that we were using, the 은는 thing, you know, 은 or 이, you know. So the bottom consonant will going to affect the circle directly. We do not want that happen. That's the reason why we've got two different formats. First one, if there is a consonant, we add 이에요, 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 hard, right? 이에요. And we put 이에요. Also, it's very hard pronunciation, isn't it? We do not pronounce it everything clearly when we say it fast. Again, if the word ends with a consonant, we need the extra circle to pronounce it better. And if the word ends with the vowel, we need just 예요. So we've got two different formats. 예요, 예요. 예요, 예요. So for example, 저는 세레나, my name. 세레나, na, my name ended with a, right? So that we need to add 예요. Makes sense, yeah? What about J-Hope? Think about it. J-Hope ended with the bottom consonant, so that we need the B, we need extra circle. 예요. So when you pronounce this, 제호비예요. 제호비예요. That's actually the reason why you guys are calling 호비예요, isn't it? 호비. We pronounce it 호비. 호비예요, technically, but 호비, like that. That's the reason why you hear it 호비 instead of 제호. You know what I mean? All right, informal, it's just very informal. I don't want you guys practicing this. However, I'll just show you, right? So first one is 이야 or 야. Not difference. So 세레나야 or 제호비야. 제호비야. Same thing. It works exactly the same. All right. So guys, these are the basic verbs. So with this one, we can actually say many different things. For example, let's try to say, I am Serena. You can apply your own name as well, right? So, 저. So in order to create a sentence in Korean, the formulation is always like this. You have to find the subject and then finish with the verb all the time. That's what you need. So that my subject, I is my subject because the verb is already popped up. I is my subject ended here. That's why you need a subject particle. 저는, 세레나. And then I am, you are, he is, everything is the same, right? So we need to add 예요. Alright, it ended with a, that's why. Let's try to say, you are a student. So let's try to say, you are a student. So you, what was you? 당신. Again, we do not really use 당신. We don't use it at all actually. But we're practicing, we need to know, we need to add somebody's name, but I can't just come up with anything. So let's actually use 당신 for someone else's name, right? So instead of 당신, maybe you can just switch to 세레나 씨, you know, something 씨. Mr., Mrs. We learned that before, right? 당신은, it ended with the bottom consonant, so we need 당신은. Student, what's student in Korean? That's correct, start with H. 학생. 학생, it ended with the bottom consonant, so that we need another circle. So we need another circle. 이에요. So pronunciation rule always applies, yeah? 당신은 and move circle, right? I'm gonna mark it like this. 당신은 학생이에요. Make sure you do not make that G sound goes next. It's not G, alright? 학생이에요. 학생이. It's not 학생기, alright? 학생이에요. 당신은 학생이에요. One more time. 당신은 학생이에요. Very good. Let's try another one. Okay. We are people. So, we. 저희는, 우리는, either or same, right? 저희, it ended with vowel. So, 는. 저희는 people. 사람, people. Okay, why didn't we make it plural? Because we already made it plural. 저희 is plural already. Why do we waste our space, yeah? So that's why 사람 is good enough. Bottom consonant, it ended with the bottom consonant. 이에요 again. 저희는 사람이에요. 저희는 사람이에요. Does it make sense? Great. Alright guys, well done. So this is the way that you need to create your sentences. You can actually put things together finally now. So yes, it's quite easy. You just need to memorize the vocabulary, right? I'm planning to upload a bunch of different vocabulary lists as well here. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but in that case, please search it on your own, right? That's actually the way you need to improve. I can show you the grammars or I can show you the vocabulary, but you are the one needs to memorize them, right? So yep, well done guys, and then see you next time with another much fun video. All right, see you next time. 안녕히 계세요. Bye.